Hello everyone, it's me, Nicholas. And Tort. Welcome to Mixels B.F.C.I Camp 3B, where we will finally see how many Legos are in the jar. As usual, we have a confessional from every contestant. Let's look at what they have to say. I don't know about you, but this challenge also involves a little bit of luck like last time. Except there's numbers to work with, so the chances of getting it right is slightly higher. I did some calculations in order to do a rough estimate on the number of Lego bricks in the jar. Hopefully my estimated result is close to the real answer. If I end up getting a peg due to me being in the top 3 in terms of individual performances, I'll be sure to reward me with some more donuts to eat. Otherwise, I'll most likely pity my past self for not doing so.
I felt very defeated when the Mason Jar Challenge was announced, because I'm not good at playing guessing games. Even when there's actual information regarding the height and the circumference of the jar, I have a feeling my guess will be so far off that I'll be the odd one out. Well, you're stronger than that. Things like these won't matter anyway. Well, I think I managed to calm myself down a little with my words of encouragement. It's times like these when I want to go to the gym. Why, you say? Because exercising is a good way for me to forget my troubles. I'll be off to the gym. Wait.
More school life flashbacks. I thought the quiz challenge was the only one capable of doing that. Looks like I'm mistaken. Very mistaken. This challenge just screams, it's time to bring your mathematics skills to the test, to me. When I was calculating the volume of the frustrum, which the jar is shaped like, I suddenly remembered the main objective is to guess the number of bricks in the jar. Bricks aren't liquid, you fool, that's what I said to myself after realizing it. Though I searched up the volume of a normal Lego brick and used it as a foundation to my answer. I also have a fun little game to the hosts. How many Lego bricks can I put in my mouth? Ha 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 ha. Doing this challenge really takes me back to my days at school. When I was a grade schooler, my classmates and I always wanted to grow up faster so we could be adults. Luckily for me, my ladder neck comes into play and I looked like an adult when I stretched my neck. My classmates were so jealous of me at the time. Years go by and I've missed being my younger self. That's when my ladder neck becomes useful again, besides helping me reach new heights. I can lower down my ladder neck and I will look short in others' eyes. There was a time when I went trick-or-treating while being short and some Mixels believed I was a kid.
I'm sure Flameser has been in the Nicholas bag for quite a while now. At least with the second elimination ceremony, he'll soon get Jinky to join him down there. I wonder how Flameser spent his days inside the Nicholas bag. Despite Flameser and I being rivals in this season, I'm still concerned about his well-being. I hope he's doing fine.
Whoa, this game is such a blast. I guess being down here isn't as bad as I thought it would be. Let's see. Super Mixel Bros and The Legend of Flame haven't been played yet. I gotta get my hands on those games quick.
Although I used up at least half an hour to work on my solution to the jar problem, the challenge isn't really that bad. Watch my expectations be destroyed by the results. Then I'll change my mind.
Looking at the jar full of differently shaped Legos really reminds me of something that I can't seem to put my finger on. Oh yes, it's the analogy of life. My teacher taught me this before. Golf balls, pebbles, sand, and beer. The correct order that should be put into a container so that everything can fit into that container. I decided to use this approach on the challenge. Take care of the bigger Lego pieces first, then work on the smaller ones gradually. Finally, I jotted down the estimate and typed in my answer. I sure hope my knowledge won't go to waste. It would be absolutely tragic if that happened.
I'm not opposed to doing math in any way, shape, or form, but my intuition says I need a better idea. What could I do to win this challenge? I just need to break the jar open, and I can count all the Legos inside. What an easy and quick solution. Let me make sure no one sees me doing this. Okay, let's do this. Here comes my shiny sword. Bing! This is just a fluke. I'll get you this time, Mr. Jar. Oh no, it can't be. I polish my sword almost every day. It should be able to break the jar open. Back to doing math, I guess. My mind is running around in circles now. Jar, Legos, jar, Legos, jar, Legos. Yep, I can't seem to get these two things off my mind due to the current challenge. This shows how much I care for the challenge. I mean, effort should be made to achieve success. So I should do some in order to get that sweet immunity and pegs. Before the challenge ends, I can already see myself having bad dreams at night, such as dreaming about me being trapped in a jar made of robust glass. Or even worse, drowning in a sea full of Legos. I'm getting scared just thinking about it.
This challenge certainly ain't easy, I can give you that. The Lego bricks in the jar aren't the same in terms of shapes and sizes, so it's a lot harder than it looks to get an answer that's very close to the exact number. It drives me insane. While I was working on calculating the volume of the jar, my wings got in the way and I felt frustrated. Sometimes I wish my hands weren't attached to my wings and I could take my wings off if necessary. I got used to it as time went on, but still, at least there's one thing I could say that's positive about my hands attached to the wings. Who needs a tennis racket when I got wings like these? I was very wrong about the jar challenge being easy. I'm willing to bet there are many other Mixels out there who thought this challenge is a piece of cake on the surface. When you look deeper into it, you'll soon realize it's a whole different story. I dare say this one is the hardest among the 3 challenges we encountered thus far. I'll gladly take a meal break in this confessional. It seems like Abba's table will come in handy here. Now that the table is ready, it's time to bring on the food. Waiter Zort, serve me a plate of spaghetti and a bowl of salad.
1 plate of spaghetti and 1 bowl of salad. Enjoy your meal.
Thank you very much. Now that the food has arrived, it's time to dig in.
From what I've seen on the outside of the jar, it seems like most of the Lego pieces appear to be smaller sized instead of your usual 2x2 or 2x4 pieces. Therefore, I estimated that the number should be more than 100 for sure. Also, I counted the number of pieces on the outside of the jar to deduce the approximate number for my final answer. To be frank, that's all I could come up with for my best guess. I wish I could have done something more with the data regarding the circumference and the height of the jar, but it didn't really help me in the long run. Even my snot is disappointed in me and wants to leave me.
A container can probably fit in at least 3 Mixels minimum. So I suppose the container has probably more than 120 Lego bricks. Assuming every Mixel set has about 60 Lego bricks. It would be a lot easier to guess if we were using something consistent, like Lego minifigures or even Nixels. That way I would have less trouble estimating. While we're on the subject of Nixels, I have a pretty cool idea to share. Since Nixels are so stubborn and won't stop attacking us and try to conquer Mixel Planet, I feel like this container could be very useful. Just set up a trap and lure them here, puzzle it tight, and bam! All done!
This challenge could be a little tricky. It's always a good idea to call a friend to help you if you're in need. In this case, I need Waka Waka to help me with this challenge. Oh, Waka Waka! We are here to the rescue. What do you need help on anyways? I don't know any good ways on guessing the number of Legos in the jar. Can you help me on that? No problem. Okay, let's go and find the jar. Okay, Bob, we'll be back soon. It seems like Waka Waka left. I really hope they can get the work done because I struggle a lot in this particular challenge. I'm just going to sit down and wait for him to come back. Waka Waka, any results? Waka decided not to cooperate with me and got lured to a candy bar instead due to the smell. But it was delicious, I couldn't help it. Time to go back to the drawing board now. I've been observing the jar for quite some time, and didn't really have the slightest idea on how to determine the number of Lego bricks in the jar. We were given some information about its base, middle part, and the top, as well as the height. Though for me, these pieces of information didn't help me that much. I got the volume of the jar through calculation. Hopefully my answer is close to the real one. Otherwise I will be heartbroken. After all, I did spend time on finding out the volume of this thing. I feel rather exhausted after this challenge, so I have to go now. Catch you guys in the next confessional. Yeah, if you haven't noticed already, I have already given the gold wings back to Paladum. Now I'm your average Mesmo you see every day. Moving on, the challenge requires more work than the last one, but at least it's less tedious to do than the quiz challenge. However, it's hard to predict the exact amount when the Legos aren't in even units. With even units, I could get a better picture of pinpointing my answer in a certain range. But with this, I'm quite lost actually. I made a guess and then talked with my other teammates to see if I stepped in the right direction, as most of my other allies do. After letting all my thoughts out, I feel more relieved. Oof. After numerous tries on this challenge, I finally had an answer that seemed reasonable. For me, at least. I think I have a severe neck pain after that, and let me tell you, it's not pretty. Lowering my neck while I'm doing my work really hurts. Although I had neck pain, I recovered very soon since I did some stretching exercises with my neck. My neck is quite flexible, so exercise like this is no big deal. I always do stretches almost every day of the week to ensure my neck won't become stiff. It's hard to imagine what I'll be like if my long neck becomes stiff. Just thinking about it makes me shiver. I don't want myself to look like this. Me lacked the intelligence to do this. Me is stuck on this question for years and years. By the time I got a solution to it, me think me look like an elder or something. Me just kidding, of course. Me didn't take this long. But thankfully, me knows a way to boost my intelligence. Give me a moment or two. Behold, Zator's electric sunflowers. Me remember Zator said these sunflowers contain electricity. Let me use these to charge up me brain power up a notch. Oh, me got electrocuted. Me hope this pain is worth it, because now me am a new man with high IQ. Let me just ask myself a question to verify whether these sunflowers increase me intelligence level. What is 1 plus 1? It's easy. 11.
It's not really my forte when it comes to math. As a result, I did some extensive research about inches and volumes of 3D shapes just to make some progress. I'll say it's going fine in my favor, but I'm not certain if my answer is remotely close to the result. I'll try to remain hopeful, of course. With that out of the way, I want to talk about the nice addition of being able to say your last words before being eliminated for real. Though that means Flamer could be the only one that didn't get to say his last words before elimination. Poor him.
I didn't expect me to be eliminated this early, but here we are. In all honesty, I think I had loads of fun, even though I've only been in this camp for a very short period. Thanks to Nicholas and Tots for hosting the camp, and me being able to be a part of the cast. Now that I'm eliminated, I'll be continuing to spectate the whole competition with the remaining players left. I'll be going to the Nicholasburg. Sending some good vibes to one of my allies, Tilbo here. Finally, I will be performing a percussion solo with my bells.
Ba 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 da ba.
Did you guys like it? If you did, tell me in the confessional corner. Anyways, that's all I have to say. I will see you all soon when the first of John comes around. There were no actual questions asked in the confessionals. But I did notice that there were multiple people who weren't happy because there weren't consistent sizes of the Legos. We're sorry about that, and we'll make sure to make everything else consistent from now on.
Now we can get right to the challenge results.
First, we'll reveal how many Legos were in the jar. But we won't count them out one by one, since that would take too long. So we're just going to show you a fun picture showing the answer. In case you couldn't read that, there were 158 Legos in the jar.
It just so happened that everyone guessed less than that amount.
Now it's time to reveal the results.
Everyone guessed less than the actual total. Those who guessed the 3 highest numbers win.
In first place, with their guess of 150, is Bulk.
Wow, I didn't expect that.
In second place, with a guess of 149, is Tooth.
Yay, thanks! And in third place, with a guess of 145, Zaptor.
Yay!
Now it's time to see which team loses.
Since everyone guessed less than the actual total, we'll just take the average of all of their guesses, and whichever team has the lowest average guess will be up for elimination.
Time to see these averages.
With a score just barely below the Brilliant Burners score, the Amazing Aviators are the ones up for elimination.
Ah, come on, it was so close!
Vote for one of the Amazing Aviators to be eliminated using the form in the description.
You can also send a confessional using the other form in the description.
Since I'm going to be at a camp, you have until July 27th to send a confessional or vote.
See you in Mixels B.F.C.I Camp 4A.